Okay, I've always got to get this camera turned around. There we go. All right, we are live in the greenhouse, and we're out here early in the morning because it is going to be a scorcher today. And here's my bride of 38 years, I think. Um, Looks like she's harvesting broccoli. We've got some beautiful broccoli heads here, and they are just amazing. Look at these broccoli heads. So I'm guessing she's grabbing the broccoli leaves for the chickens. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And the chickens absolutely love the broccoli leaves, so she's pruning while she's feeding the chickens. And are you harvesting any heads yet?
No.
Okay, so the heads are still developing. Just gorgeous heads. Of course, we're all using the LDS Prepper Premium Micronutrient Mix with our weekly feed, and you can see the results here in the greenhouse. Everything looks phenomenal. When I was walking out here, I noticed that she was also picking some green beans. You got some green beans that you picked? And so you can see how she's pruning. She's getting the old leaves off. Leaves that are way down inside here that aren't getting light, that aren't producing, helping the plant with photosynthesis. So she's removing those. Look at those broccoli heads. Just amazing. So she's done a wonderful job this year in the greenhouse. There's some cabbage coming on. Everything just looks just so super healthy. Look at those onions. These onions are about the size of small baseballs. So they'll be the size of not soccer balls, softballs. There's a nice, great big one right there. That's definitely the size about the size of a softball already. All right, so I'll just walk you through. We're going to get over to the quail. I'll be working on the quail here in a little bit. But first thing I wanted to do is turn off the heat lamp over here for them. And there they are inside the cage. I'm going to be hooking up their watering system today. But before I do that, I need to get the shade cloth on the greenhouse. So I'm going to put down the camera for a minute. There we go. All right, it was 99 degrees yesterday in the greenhouse, so it was pretty hot. See if I can get this to focus again. Come on, give me a focus. Come on. Focus. There we go. All right. So here's our water control center, our sprinkler control valve or control box for the automatic watering. Today is Tuesday, so we don't water on Tuesdays automatically because we fertilize by hand. These strawberries have been going for 3 years. You can see they still are producing quite well. We've had tons and tons of strawberries. It's been awesome. We've got had a little bit of problems with grasshoppers on here, but you can see Sue has put diatomaceous earth on here a couple times, I think, not 3 times, and that has really just stopped all of the grasshopper problems. So that has worked out really well. Looks like we've got some people here. If you give me a thumbs up and on the video so I know that you're here, I appreciate it. That you can hear me. All right, here is her seedling table. She's got our seedling boxes all set up here. We've got some fans going because this particular greenhouse doesn't have ventilation, so we actually need to use fans. Thanks, Monty. Good to see you this morning. Hope things are going great at your home. All right, so here's our green beans. What kind of green beans are these?
Cosmos.
These are Cosmos. They're bush beans. She really likes them. So we grow pretty much just that variety. We have lots of seeds, um, probably millions of seeds in our uh, food storage. If you don't have seeds, I'm telling you, uh, get on it as soon as possible. Even my daughter mentioned when she went to go get seeds at the local Walmart and Home Depot that she had difficulty getting the seeds and getting the varieties that she wanted. So I do have the only heirloom seed banks that I recommend on my website at ldsprepperstore.com, and they are really good. All right, so here's down in the onions. We've got some vine weed in here. See this right in here? And this stuff just never goes away. So we just take it out. When I see it, like today is watering day, as I'm going along, and I'm fertilizing day, as I'm going along and fertilizing, and I see weeds in there, I just pull them out. And that's how we keep things in control, that they can get everywhere. Generally, I leave the greenhouse up to my wife to take care of because she's growing in here. I take care of the potatoes. Here's our carrots, going really well. As you can see, we've already harvested. We had some great carrot soup the other night. Oh man, it was so good. I think it was because of all the, I think she said half and half or sour cream or something that made it really, really rich. All right, anybody guess what we got growing vertically here? Any guesses on this particular plant? Look at the size of these leaves, how healthy they are. Just beautiful. I'll get you in here so you can see. Any guesses on what kind of plant we have growing here? There's some of the fruit forming. We are growing this vertically. Here we go. We got some developing fruit down here. Any guesses? And then down here, we've got this is a male or female flower. How do you know? Let me show you how you know if you got a male or female flower here. Get in here. This is a male flower. The reason I can tell, here's the flower, and it's got a long stem on it, but no bulb. There's a bulb behind it that looks kind of like this, and that's a female, because right here used to be a flower, and this is what I would consider the ovary or something like that. That's where the fruit grows, and that bulb lets me know that's the female, and this is the male. So actually, on my squashes, I typically hand pollinate my squashes. I'll take the male and make sure the pollen gets over into the female. So this is come on, any guesses on what we, it's a good guess, not zucchini. It's a cousin of the zucchini, and we do have zucchini next to it growing vertically. Oh, no zucchini over here? All right. So this is one of our absolute favorites, and it is butternut squash. All this over here is butternut squash. And so I see these right here. I take these off. These just really annoy me. I don't like those. We are trellising the plants ourselves, so we don't need those tendrils on there. They just kind of grab you as you're walking down the aisleway. So here is our method that I showed you a few weeks ago with using 4-inch pieces of this is bamboo, and that way you don't have to reach all the way up 7 feet high to tie your knots. There it is up there. So this works really well. You can see down the row here where we've got this tying up here. So I've got 4 thumbs up. I've got 21 watching. If you guys could give me another thumbs up, that would be appreciated. Here's our water barrel. We're getting 5 to 10 gallons of water a night from this. This was all the way up to the rim last night. Sue came in and got rid of some water. I'll be using some of that to water the potato plants a little bit later when I fertilize. So over here is the watering bucket that we use. And here we have some more vertically growing plants. You can see we've got this row here is all short plants, bush plants. Very furthest south is strawberries, so the lowest plants that we're growing. Then we've got the bush plants. Then we've got vertical plants here. And then we've got our potatoes there. Look at those potatoes. They're over 5 feet tall right now. They're so tall they're just falling down. They're not falling down because they're ready to harvest. They're falling down simply because they're just so big. But anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. Thanks for the likes, appreciate it. Look at this, the girth, the thickness of the stalk here on this tomato plant. Just super awesome. Oh, we've got some of our very, very, very favorite tomatoes over there. I'll get over there and show you what those are. Look at the tomatoes here. It is June 23rd. And we've got nice looking tomatoes on the plants. It's probably a big beef over here. I'll share with you my ultimately favorite tomato plant. Sometimes we'll get these random plants in here. Sue likes to leave them because they are pretty. To me, it's a weed is a plant out of place, and so if I were weeding, I would take this out. But it is pretty, and she's just leaving it here, I think, on purpose. So I will leave it there. Looks like we got, what do we got here? Looks like a tomato blossom that came off just on the ground. So we've got some tomatoes coming on here. Here we got a sucker. All right, so here's the leaf node. You can tell this looks like a leaf, right? And over here, right in that corner, we've got a sucker. So we're just gonna pop that off. Boom, done. And I just dropped them in the aisleway because we clean up everything in the aisleway. That way I don't have to carry a bucket around with me. All right. Over here we have vertically growing and looks like horizontally growing watermelon. Really needs to get tied up, and we should be down to just one watermelon main vine. And these are, I think I'll have to go around and take a look, but these are about 6-pound watermelons, and so the plant can hold them well. I've grown 25-pound pumpkins vertically here. Here we have our peppers. Peppers have been growing really slowly, but it hasn't really gotten hot yet. When it gets hot, boy, these peppers just take off. We've got some cayenne hot peppers here. And over here, this is swede. Oh, I gotta show you this. You won't believe this. Okay, so you guys saw the video. It was what, maybe a month or two ago, that I completely took all the dirt out of this box here and put in sand and sawdust. So at the most, this is 2 months old, right? I want to show you what sand and sawdust looks like after 2 months. Just look at that. Beautiful, beautiful soil. Look at that. It looks like super expensive garden soil. It's literally sand and sawdust. If you have not seen my how to create the perfect garden soil for $1 or something like that video, please take a look at that. This whole box, 30 foot, probably cost me $1 in material. But look at this beautiful soil. It looks so rich. And it, a couple months ago, it was sawdust from a plastic bag from a cabinet shop and some concrete sand. So that's what you get when you follow the method. You see down here, we've got some ant problems, and so this is 50% borax and 50% granulated sugar. They will come, the ants will pick it up and take it down into the nest, feed it to the queen, and then it'll take care of the whole nest. Here is the biggest nest I've seen. I haven't seen her put any what we call ant candy over there for some reason, but anyway, that would take care of that nest. Okay, so here, it hasn't been another month yet, so I'm not doing a potato update yet. But, whoa, look at those potatoes. Oh, if you like those potatoes, give me a thumbs up. These are just absolutely beautiful. Today is fertilizing day, so I will take care of getting those fertilized. But they are just doing fantastic. Yes. Look at that. And this bar here is 5 feet right here. And you can see most of the plants have fallen over, even with the supports I've given them, but they're 5 feet tall here. And then over here, you can see where I was getting suckers off the other day. Here, I really like to get the suckers off when they're about, like that big. I don't light them on my plants. I just figure they're taking away resources. Here we have Big Beef, a very consistent product, very clean growing plant. Doesn't want to keep splitting out all the time. So one of our kind of go-to tomato plants. Here's another one. We've got Annie Lee's tomato. People always ask what the variety is, and we tell them. If it were me, I would probably take this on the vertically growing plants. It's going to get so thick here, it's going to be difficult to see the plants. But anyway, so here we have another sucker right here, but I don't see my second suckers. Oh, yep, there it is. So here's a sucker. This one's going to come off. Boom. There. I'm leaving one extra sucker on there. Here's another one trying to grow here. Just pop that off. All right, Annalise. See what that one looks like. Just look at the color, just health, everything looks amazing. Now, I want to show you this. Sue is at the end of the aisle here. This aisle, excuse me, is 3.5 feet wide. 3.5 feet wide. Look, it's like a food jungle in here. Food jungle. I should probably write a book and call it Food Jungle and how to grow your own food jungle. But look at this. Our growing area is only 15-inch growing area, and the aisle is 3.5 feet, which is, let's see, 3 feet is 36 inches, so 42 inches. It's just, I can't get through here. I'm trying to get through here. Here's my feet, and it's just, it's literally like walking through a forest, a jungle. And I'm having to be very careful not to knock the blossoms off the tomato plants. Oh, here's another sucker. See that? See that right there? No way, you're coming off. That's a sucker here. Here's the growing tip. And here's another sucker. So this guy's going to pop off. All right. Now you see this is kind of getting bent off to the side. Probably time to just take this twine and wrap it around. I'm not going to do it right now on the camera because I'll go get maybe I'll get the camera mount. It's just kind of hard to do. Let's see if we can do it with one hand. All right, so I'm going to take this off right here and see if I can do this. I don't think so. So I better put the camera down. Okay, this is going to get a little weird here. Oh, my fingers are stuck because I've been holding the camera in the same position. All right. So I'm going to go underneath this leaf here. Sorry you can't see this. I like keeping my tomato plants so they're kind of growing straight up all the time. I really let the garden. Let Sue take care of the garden since she's growing in it, but sometimes I just need to get in here and do something. Alright, so you can't really see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I got that somewhat tied up, and now I need to get this bamboo shoot around here. So I'm just going to go one-handed. Let's see if we can do this. Any Las Vegas betters here, can he wrap it around? Ah, with one hand. I don't think so. Hold on. You're going to go in my pocket. Okay, that was my pocket. So, got it tied up. And I want to get this guy off as soon as possible. Okay, we've got our cucumbers growing here. And this looks like a pickling cucumber. That is perfect for a pickle right now. Look at that. Ah, I can see that in a jar. Love homemade pickles. So, we should just be removing any suckers and just keeping the pickles right on the main stalk. If you do want to pretty much double or triple your pickle production, usually what I'll do is I'll let these suckers grow out to 1 or 2 pickles at the most, and then I'll cut off the growing tip of the plant. So I would take this this leaf off right here, and then I don't want this growing anymore, so that's going to stop that from growing. And then I'll pick up 2 more cucumbers where I would have had 1. So that's something I've done to double or triple the production from a cucumber plant. But I don't want these growing out crazy long. You know, that's maybe here's 6 inches. So, and I'm still trying to make my way through this aisle. I don't think I'm going to make it, so I'm going to turn back around. It's so rewarding when you see the results of taking care of plants properly, feeding them properly. Again, if you want to order your LDS Prepper Premium Micronutrient Mix and you order 8 packages, you get free shipping anywhere in the United States. We are also now shipping to Canada and Australia. For some reason, USPS only allows us to ship 3 micronutrient packs at a time to Canada and Australia. But and the shipping is very affordable. It's half of what you're paying in other places, literally half. So we are now able to do that. I'm kind of slowly rolling that out internationally. But anyway, so we have been successfully getting orders placed to Australia and Canada. So I think shipping is $26. So I would take advantage of that right now. Typically shipping has been more like $55 or so in other places. All right, so Sue has been pruning. She's pruning. We just put the stuff in the aisles. Here she's wrapping up, going underneath the leaf node, and then up the plant. Here she goes. She's probably just going to flip that up over the top because that's a little tall for her, 7 feet up there. And this is the beauty of the system here. She can just use this little 4-inch piece of bamboo, and now she can reach it. So she's going to retie that. If she can do it with gloves on, she's better than I am. That's difficult for me to do. She's making, looks like a loop. Okay, so she just made a clove hitch and put that on the end of the bamboo. Checking to see for tautness. Then just a little wrap around the twine. And that plant is up and running. Again, I'm taking these guys off. They're just annoying. They just grab me. I'm walking down the aisles. Okay, so kind of a spontaneous garden update. We're working here in the garden. Make sure that when you make sure if you have a greenhouse that you absolutely have a dehumidifier, otherwise you'll have fungus and problems all, and then you got something to do with something to use water with. So let's just take another peek at the quail. So this is her harvesting from the this is butternut squash. Sue, what are you doing with these male blossoms here?
Nothing.
Okay, so she's not going to use these male blossoms for anything. This is breakfast for me. When I come out here in the garden and I'm pollinating, I don't have my stand here, but I'll go put this on the stand. I'll show you what I do with this. But this is breakfast, and there's some more breakfast over there in the dirt. But I eat these blossoms, and they are so sweet. I mean, they're really literally sweet. Okay, let's see where they are. They're all over here, huddled up. So I'm going to turn on the fan on medium speed for them. Here's the fan sitting up here. They're all on the opposite end of the light, even though the light is off. Okay, just want to check on them, make sure they're all right. They only need a heat lamp for 2.5 maybe weeks, 2 weeks, and then they don't need a heat lamp anymore. So this animal netting is to keep the wild birds from eating our strawberries. So here's my my wife's chicken coop. Over here we've got a third of our solar panels. We've got a third of them facing east, another facing west, and then we've got others facing south right over there. And so here's our backyard and the second greenhouse. But I'm going to put this on here and hope we don't heat up while I'm showing you how to install the shade cloth. All right, so here is the male flower. So typically what I'll do is I will take the petals off just like this. Yeah, my mouth is pretty watering. And I'll take that, probably take this off a little bit more. I usually have the longer stem on here. And I'll take this and I'll go over to the female and just kind of tickle the female and get that pollen on there. And then I get 100% pollination rate. But this here, this is the reward from getting up early when the blossoms are open and it's not hot in the greenhouse, so you haven't closed down yet, and you get to eat this, and this is so good. I'd call that refreshing. I don't like eating the green part. See the green part here? So I take that off. It's like eating flowers, which is exactly what it is. That's so good. All right. So I am going to bring out the shade cloth. It's getting consistently hot, and it's getting hotter every day. We should be up to the 90s. And I want to obey the first law of plant growth, which is light. So that's why we have not put the shade cloth on yet, because I wanted as much light getting to the plants as possible. And the second law is temperature. So we've got to maintain the temperature. It was just getting over 99 degrees, 100 degrees in the greenhouse, and that's not good for the plants producing fruit. It's not good for the quail either. So let me go get the shade cloth and I'll bring it out here. I've got this Bluetooth mic that my family gave me. It's really handy. But I've got to get the cable out of the way, cord out of the way. So, easiest way to do that, slide it down the back of the shirt. There we go, and clip it onto the back of the belt. I know you can't see that, but that's what I'm doing. Well, I'm getting over here. Getting my water. I've probably had this water bottle for, I remember buying it at REI in Houston 13 years ago. And I just hate buying, disposable water bottles, bottled water. It just seems like a huge pollution problem. Anyway, always have my Berkey water in here. Berkey, like all the other manufacturers pretty much in the world, have had a severe supply chain issue, and so it's been really spotty to get Berkeys in. We should have Berkeys available next Monday, and that's going to be the Berkey black filters. Those are always available, so if you need some Berkey black filters, I'm just telling you, from what I'm seeing, it's getting scary out there on availability, and it's not getting better. So if there are things that you haven't gotten yet, and you're thinking about getting garden seeds or micronutrients or food storage, water filtration, I would not be going to Disneyland this year or buying a boat. I would be getting prepared for a solar minimum, which means we're going to have a lot less sunlight. Means commercial crops are going to be less, and which means prices are going to be up. And if we have people not be able to work in the fields because they're not feeling well or afraid of getting sick, that's going to raise prices up. That's why we're raising the quail. That's why we're growing our own food. I want to get these skills taken care of before my life depends on it. And so I would encourage you to do the same. Whether you're getting your Berkey from me at ldsprepperstore.com or anywhere else, I'm just telling you, I would get things on hand and get using them. Don't have the Mittleider gardening course book just sitting on your shelf and not using it. You really need to get the skill now, so when you really have to depend on your garden, that you can grow your own food. So we do have the Mittleider gardening course book at my store, along with the micronutrients and the Mittleider and the and my wife's herb manuals. Really good. Really good. If you're interested in herbs at all, check that out. ldsprepperstore.com. Amazing books on how to identify herbs, how to use herbs, how to make salves, how to use them for first aid, how to use herbs in cooking so you still have all the nutritional value for them. Oh boy, that's nothing better than Berkey water. Okay, I ramble. So hopefully I get set up here so you can see. Here we go. And I'm going to get things laid out. All right, I wanted to bring this out and show you this. We haven't always stored our shade cloth in a garbage can, and the first spring that we were here, after using this and storing it over the winter, I just had it stored in the garden shed right here, and I pulled it out, and it had holes all in it because the mice had made a nest. So we now put it in the can to keep the mice from eating it. So this is been stored for a couple years. We didn't use it at all last year. Wasn't really hot enough to use it. And this is the most economical way I know of shade cloth. This doesn't have the trim, the nice edging on it, which you can buy, which is really nice. I think it pretty much doubles the cost of the shade cloth, but adds some really good strength to the shade cloth. This doesn't have grommets on it. It has little plastic clips that I've got rope tied on, so I will show you that here in a minute, but just need to get everything laid out. I've got this set up, and I'll bring the camera over so you can see it better, so that I've got clips. Well, actually I've got eye bolts already on the greenhouse, and I have the ropes set up so we can just run them through the eye bolts, and we can actually move the cloth up and down. So if it's been really hot and we need to have the cloth up, it's up. But if we want to take it down, it's just real quick. It takes maybe 60 seconds to lower the shade cloth. So I would recommend oversizing the shade cloth for your greenhouse. As far as the ends go, I'd make it at least probably a foot longer than the greenhouse, so it can kind of wrap around the ends. And then you really need you can have the shade cloth evenly all the way around the greenhouse, but you really need it on not all of it. You don't want to block all the light out. Anyway, okay, so there it is laid out. Okay, I'm trying to remember why this is so long. I've got the same thing going on over here. So let me bring the camera over. And we're gonna kind of fight the timing on the Alright, so by not having it have a nice edging on it, it's stretched out. You see how it's stretched out here? And these are the just kind of clamp on devices here. I don't know what they're called. I'll have to find a link for you. And then I throw this over on the south side because we want primarily the south side shaded because that's where the sun is. North side we don't have as much shade cloth on, and we'll show you that when I get it up. And these just go right over the eye hooks. And so this is just about ground level. on the south side. So we will throw this over the top and get this up before it gets too hot today. Now we got the sprinklers going on right over there, so I know Sue's not going to be really excited about getting over there, but let me just turn off the sprinklers. All right, so remind me that we got 23 minutes left on zone number 2 to start the system over again. We actually have, I think it's 15 zones just on one sprinkler system, and then we have another 4 on the other sprinkler system. And those 14 zones, I really need to get it on the other side, throw these ropes over. Yeah. So this is me thinking. I'm trying to talk and give you instruction, but I'm trying to work here at the same time. So we really need to throw these over, which means I need some more rope for those. All right, so never have enough rope. Always good to have it on hand. So this is just a temporary. So I am going to put not a square knot on here, because square knots are actually not made to come undone. I'm using a sheet bend. So that's called sheet bends because it's what the sailors, the knot the sailors used to use on the boats. And they would bend the sheet, just like I just did here. And then they'd take the rope, go around the sheet, the sail, and then it would secure the sail, but it would be easy to take off. So I've got 2 there. All right, so I'm gonna have to drag this over. Let's see, hopefully we're still broadcasting, haven't overheated yet today. You'll get a look at my wife's raspberries. Over here, I gotta show you the herb garden. The water tanks there, those are the beginning of my rain capture system. Here's my wife's herb garden. And on the far left here, we have garlic that my granddaughters and my wife planted last, I think, October. And they are just looking great. She's got all kinds of herbs in here. I have no idea. I'll have to have her do a herb garden walkthrough for you. Here the birds just love living out here in the country. Today is Tuesday, which means we'll have the lawn crew here. That's the only time we hear lawnmowers. In Houston, we hear them all the time. Okay, so I'm going to drag this shade cloth over to the south side. I'll have to lay it out again. There is no top side or bottom side to the shade cloth, just either, doesn't make any difference what side is up. You see my potted patio potatoes there? My PPP. You can see the difference in growing in a controlled temperature in the greenhouse versus growing outside. So those potatoes are about the size that the commercial growers are growing right now because they're growing outside. I don't know if you can see that, but I just took one of those to this because I have these stationed out so they kind of match up. Yeah. Well, let's see. Hopefully we got it right. Got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. I'm not seeing a hook there. So, got it backwards. There's a hook. I'm trying to remember how I have this all set up. I think I got it backwards. Have to flip it around. I'm Bluetooth is still working. Hear audio? Say yes, I can hear audio. Okay, so I don't know whether these lives are a good idea to show you the actual labor that's involved and so since I have my online marketing business, I have all this time to do this during the day. Yesterday morning I spent the time with my honeybees and then came home, worked on the quail, getting their air conditioning set up, and then I had some ER physician that I help teach them online marketing. But it's been really rewarding to be able. I think anybody can do it. I know there are a lot of people. No, that helped at all. A lot of people are looking for a career change and maybe more stability. really the way to go. You don't have any product to ship, like in my store. No, I think the other way. Well, I think what I will do is I will get this up and then see. I now think I've got it backwards. Looking for some alternate income. I've got students, making $50 a day, $100 a day, $500 a day, $1,000 a day is normal. It's kind of the goal to do $1,000 a day in sales. And they're just doing paid advertising. The backgrounds are, absolutely zero experience, and even operating how to browse the internet, let alone doing advertising. But the training is so good that they're able to do it. So if you want more information on that, go to ldsprepper.com/OF. So Oscar Fox. That link is an affiliate link. That wasn't a very good throw. So if you do want to buy the training, I'd appreciate it if you use that link. And if you do, I will work with you in helping you be successful. Or you can just get the training. The training is great by itself. Is that a call coming in? Or a reminder? Like maybe a timer. Let me see what's going on. I got my Bluetooth headset on here too. Really like it. Let's see. There was a reminder for something. Just popped up my screen. Anyway, decide to get the training, which I totally think it's worth it. And it has a 30-day money-back guarantee. Then I would encourage you to use my affiliate link so I can help you. But if you don't want to use my affiliate link and get my support, help me out, that's fine. The training is outstanding. So ldsprepper.com/OF. Do a better job here. So let me tie this. I never like tying knots with gloves on. But there we go. Okay. How to throw a rope. Wind it up. I know how to do this. All the rappelling training and boat safety training. You wind it like that. And throw it like to get it all the way over. Now, where does this one go? So, because I haven't put this up for literally 2 years. David. And you have to do it right. And that's it. Okay. I overshot the greenhouse. All right, well, I hope you're doing something while you're watching this, because I don't know that this needs your full attention, but this shade cloth really does work. And this is 50% shade cloth here. So it's pretty heavy. I would not go any more than 50%. But we really need to... Oh, there's that alarm again. Gotta see what that is. All right. That was a phone call. And I have this on Do Not Disturb, so it doesn't disturb the feed. But for some reason, that phone call got through. All right, this is the last one. And that's not going to make it over. So on this one, I will probably need to pull it over. So I'm going to get on the other side, and you'll see this getting pulled up. Eventually, what I'm going to try to do here is kind of tie this down so when I start pulling it, it doesn't get pulled back. Gotta find my bolts. It's really grown in thick here. I'm trying to find my eye bolts. Hey, kitty. This is all the stuff you get edited out of videos, right? Yeah, I need to get my wife to help me. Some things, most things probably, are done much easier with two people. Sue? Sue? Maybe she's in with the chickens. She's got her chicks in the garage. Just take that rope there. And just stand there and just pull it like I'm pulling it here. Okay, don't go too far. That's probably it right there. So just hold it there. Okay, that worked great. Thank you. All right, so help me is because if I would have pulled on just one rope, the whole thing would have wanted to pull that direction and come off, which is not what I want. So hopefully this will give me a better idea where we are and whether I've got the... Should put some tape or something on here, east and west side or something like that. But I want to get it over the edge, and this goes all the way down. Now I found in the lawn, just normal, these things come off, this little black thing here that's supposed to be on the corner. So I'll just clip it on. They do come off. Alright, so you see how I have it kind of over the edge? That's what I'm going for. This one's about ready to come off. So the grommets and the sewn edges is much better way. It's just hard for me to pay twice the price. Some things, you know, it's all about return on investment. So some things are well worth paying twice the price. No question. All right. So, you know, if we didn't have any wind here in Idaho, I could just leave it like that, but no, we got lots of wind. Gonna rehydrate some more. Anyway, so day in affiliate sales. Wow, I think it was last week. I did over $10,000, and that was a great day. Before that, my top daily sales was 8,500-ish, something just over 8,500. But I did over 10,000. I forget exactly what it was. Okay, now I've got to get a rope. It didn't come all the way down. But anyway, so when you're making, you know, several hundred, that kind of stuff, it gives you some options to do with the rest of your day, right? I'm kind of busy. I'm always learning, going through the training material, studying, broadening my education. But I'm keeping my bees and making gardening videos. When we want to do something, we do something. When we want to buy something, we buy something. Oh, it's been a really good life. If you want to check that out at com/Oscar Foxtrot OF. All right, so I've got, that's generally how it looks. I just need to tie it down on this north side. I had to get my two-way hoe and use that as a reach to get the ropes. So Here's, I think you guys can see this, but I'll bring you in a little bit closer. And that's pretty much wraps this up here. I will see if you guys have any questions that you want me to address. Since you've been on here, I'd be glad to answer any of your questions. Although I don't see any questions here. If you like this video, hopefully we're still live, just give me a like. Yep. Alright, so that's pretty much what the shade cloth is going to look like, except for it's going to be all the way down to the ground. And the way I kind of make this quick is I've got this clip here. There's the eye hook. Go down, clip it on the eye hook, and it is there until, you know, end of September, October, something like that. It's not hot, and then we're good to go. So if I've done this right, there should be another one, and there it is right here. And that will hold it in place. There's another one, there it is right here. Okay, we did get this in the right direction. Good news. We'll tie down the ends, and we will be in good shape for the heat that is coming. There you go. I'll back this off a little bit so you can see better. Outdoor potatoes, give an update. Trying to do that monthly so you don't get bored, you know, every week get an update on potatoes, but those are doing really well. Okay. I had the eye hook here on the side, but I moved it over on the end because the wind comes up from this direction and wants to get underneath it. So remember this thing I found on the lawn that should have been connected? Well, this rope's supposed to be through it. So now I get the rope through it. Flip that back on. That's going to go there. And I want to kind of get that like that. There we go. I'd like to see it over the edge. I'm going to show you this side over here so you can get an idea what I do. So that is how, notice it's all the way down to the ground on the south side where the intensity of the light is. Goes all the way over the top, but not all the way down on the north side. We want as much light getting into these plants as possible. So since the sun is on the south side, we are just going to not put so much shade cloth on the north side. That's material I didn't have to pay for and don't want to use. Okay, so I will tie these down. I've got my little eye bolts here. You don't need to see me tying it down. And then we will be good for the rest of the summer. So thanks for spending your morning, afternoon, evening with me. It is almost 9 o'clock. Should probably go in and get some potatoes. I usually have 3 red potatoes for breakfast, some water, some Berkey water. Oh, I was mentioning Berkeys. So Berkey is having issues with getting items in. They should have big Berkeys, Royals, fluoride filters, travel Berkeys in stock on Monday, the 29th. So in 6 days. So if you want to pre-order, I would do that because first thing Monday morning early, and as soon as that stock becomes available, I start placing orders for my customers, and you get shipped directly from the manufacturer. So if that's something you want to do, go to LDS Prepper Store, go to the Berkey water filter section. Lots of resources there. The herb books, reference manuals, super amazing. I'm impressed. I don't know anything about herbs, but the book, oh my goodness, very impressive. 4 books she's got written, reference books. The, of course, the LDS Premium Micronutrient Mix. We've got another 2,000 on there's a couple more. I'll go down and pick those up. And we're doing it by the time now. And hopefully I can video that and show you how we make those. But just that one 50-pound bag of molybdenum, $1,000. This stuff is crazy expensive. But you saw how the difference it makes. So regardless of how you grow, if whether it's just traditional gardening, whether it's in straws, bales, or whatever it is, your plants need at the right amounts and amount ratios. So the soil just can't produce that, but we can give it to the plant while the soil is getting conditioned from the microbe life in it and from the worms and so forth. So while that soil is getting conditioned and building up, if that is a concern of yours, feed your plants what they need now. They can't wait 7 years to get all the nutrition that they need, or 6 months or so forth, because their lifespan isn't that long. But anyway, thanks for spending your time with me. I'm going to let you go, and hope you have a great day. Let me know if you like these live sessions or whether you just like the edited videos. But a little bit more in the life of LDS Prepper. And this is LDS Prepper reminding you, if ye are prepared, ye shall not fear. And we covered several things this morning that you can prepare for, so you do not have fear of the future. No need to fear the future if you're prepared.